Assalamu alaikum guys, this is Muhammad Kamar. Welcome back to my channel. Finally guys, today is the day 34 of our 3 years machine learning challenge. In the previous video we have learned about how to solve a problem in Python programming language or in any language. And from today's video we are gonna start problem solving that I have shown this 3 days Python problem solving plan in a previous video to you. In today's video we are going to start our first week practice of Python, which is for the basics of Python and the loops of Python. So this week will include only the basics and the loops. Okay, so first of all what we are gonna do is that make a folder which I have already created here. You can see that Python practice for 2 months. Okay, for the 2 months we are gonna practice Python using Python problem, this 30-day plan. Okay, this is the 30-day plan. For the next 30 days we will make some other plan in which we will make some real world projects. Okay, for this month we are just going to have the practice of Python, not the real world projects. So our first program we have to make is multiplication table of a number. It means that we have, first of all I am going to make a file which is to multiplication table. Okay, table.py, we can say it as py, or also we can give it a name as 01. Okay, so it is our first program. Enter it, give it a subject which is multiplication table of a number. What is mean by of a number? It means that any number that the user give us, we will give the table of that number. Okay, so how we will do it, we will learn it very soon. First of all I'm going to make this stuff that I write always, not usually but always, right? And today's date is 3 3 September 3rd. Oh sorry, not 3, it means 3rd. Okay, sorry for this. 3rd September 2025. All right, just make it comment. And now we are gonna make this program. This is so much easy program. How we can do is that in the previous video we have talked about some problem solving stuff, right? How to solve a problem. So let me show you this again if you are watching this video and you have not watched the previous video. First of all what we are gonna do is that break our problem into 3 steps. Okay, first of all we have to read the problem carefully, which is to give the multiplication of any number. Okay, so for this what we have to do is that first of all take input from a user, then we will do some processes on that input, and then we will give some output. Okay, so first of all I am going to write the pseudocode. I don't know the spelling of pseudocode. Pseudocode, right, like this, pseudocode. But how I'm gonna do is that I will do this stuff like this. Okay, so that it will looks much better. All right, so now first of all what I am going to do is that first step, take input, take a number as input. Okay, as input from user. Then what we will do is that we will do some processes on that input. And how we can do is that we will use for loop. Why for loop? Because if I do it like this, that n multiply by, let's say multiply 1 equals to something, right? and then I do it for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6, for 7. So instead of doing it line every line, I will just use the loop. And since we know that we will loop from 1 to 10, so I am gonna use the for loop. Okay, for loop from 1 iteration to 10 iteration. Okay, 10th iteration. One from the first node one. Okay, or you can say that from 0 to 9. Okay, also. So then in the third step, what we will do is that third step we will the iteration, we will multiply the iteration multiply the number that the user gave us, right? The number with iteration. Okay, let me make something easy for you, more easy. Here we will use the n. Here also we will use the n. The number means n. We will take the n as input. Okay, the iteration means I. It will be more easy, more convenient for me and for you to understand. Okay, so we will multiply the n with I, and then what we will do is that the fourth step, make a variable and store the result in that. Or I guess we will not require the result, but just we will print that result every time, right? Yes, print the n multiplier I, right? We will just print that. Okay, so now we will do it. How we can make it as string? The simple way I'm gonna do is that just cut it from here, control X, it will cut, and then inside this double string, the triple quotation string, I will paste it, so it will be like this. Okay, and now I am gonna write my other code, other real code. This was the pseudo code, and now I'm going to write the Python code. Okay, Python pseudo code is for every language, but Python code is different, of course, right? First of all, we will take an input from the user. So let's say I call it num equals to let's say we will take float as a input. Okay, input, and here we will write the prompt that enter a number. Then what we will do is that we'll use the for loop for I in range, from which range we will write 1 to 10. For the 10 we will write, let's say we will write the 10 since we want to the 10th, right? And then we will write +1. It is a way you can do it. Okay, or what you can do is that just write the 11. Okay, we can also write the 11 directly. Why we are writing 11, we have already learned about that. You can watch my videos so you can know why I am writing the 11 there. Okay, so then I am using right now the for loop. Then what I have to do is that in this for loop, since this will be like something, anything, this I will go from 1 to 10. So what I should do with this I will multiply number which I have taken from the user here, right, in this line. So here I will multiply the number with I, right? And let's say we store this number in number again. Or more easy way, we will use the compound assignment operator like this. It will be more easy for us. And then what we will do is that result, print the result. Just we will print the num, and I hope so it will work. Let's run it. It is not necessary to the code should run at once, but we will try it. Let's say I write the 2. Okay, it is giving me something else which I do not want. It is giving me something else. Okay, what I want is that the number this multiply by 1 this, right? And then it should be, let's say I do it like this, the f string, and the output should be more easy to read, right? So I will write that num, this number, then we have the multiply option, then we have this num, not the number, the I, right? And then we will write the equal sign, and then here we will write the num multiply I, okay? Instead of writing it here, I will just write it like this. What it will do is that this number multiply by I equals to this, like this. So let's run it again. Let's write the 2 here. Okay, now it is giving me the correct answer. So here you can see that I have, okay, let's say I write it like this. Let's write the this is the escape sequence. Let's clear the terminal again to make it more easy, more understandable, right? I'm sorry for this. It is taking it is writing every line on the next line. It is skipping every, okay, sorry. So I have to write it like here. What should I do? What should I do then? I guess I should do it like this. Okay, not here. We can just write print statement here and it will work again, of course. We will learn about that soon, but let's run it. Just write the 2 here, and no, it is still, okay, sorry. We have to remove this, of course. So now we are getting our result correctly. So 2 multiply 1 is 2, 2 multiply 2 is 4. So what it is doing is that for the first time it is taking the I as 1, and since you can see that it is the 1 right here, what we have learned in the previous video is that we can write the I also, okay? So it will give us the value of I every time. It will give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and till 10, okay? And the num is of course the number that we have taken from the user. Let's run it again. I am writing, let's say this time 5, and here you can see that 1 2 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9. So this is the value of I that we every time we have, okay? So this is quite, this was quite easy, right? This program was quite easy, very easy actually. So but let's say I want to improve this code, and maybe there are some issues in my code, or it is not that much good. So what I will do is that let's say I write this line also, and we will give it to the just from here, okay? So now the Python, the ChatGPT will understand easily what we are trying to do. I have copied this and now I'm going to store to place it here in the ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will then tell me that is my code correct, or there are some need of changes in my code. Of course there will be, and even if you are the best programmer, your code will still need some improvements, okay? Okay, it is now right now loading, so let's just should load, let it be load, right? So I have opened this ChatGPT, and here now I'm going to place my code and then just enter it, and let's say right here that don't give me code directly, but give me hints or advice, okay? And now enter it here, and let's see what it is gonna do for us. Let's put it again. If it is not, it didn't work. Don't give me code, give me code, give me hints and advices if required. Again run it. So finally it worked. I don't know why it was not working before. So this was my code I gave to the uh, ChatGPT, and now what it is saying to us that here are some hints you can think about. Input: do you really need a float for multiplication table, or would an integer make more sense? Okay, and the other thing is looping. A for loop with a specific range is perfect for fixed repetition like 1 to 10. Output formatting: think about how you want the table to look. Aligned, clear, maybe even without decimals if it is an integer. The third thing is that validation. What happens if the user enters something invalid? Can you handle that? And the fourth step is flexibility. Instead of always stopping at 10, you can make the table length customizable by the user. Okay, so we can do these steps also. So it is giving us some hints that what we can do is that instead of taking the input as float, we can take it as integer. Of course we can take it. Okay, so we can also write here the int, right? The next thing here is that for the for loop, a specific range is perfect for fixed repetitions like 1 to 10. Okay, it is perfect. It is saying that it is perfect. That, and the third thing is that output formatting. Think about how you want the table to look, like aligned, like clear, like maybe even without decimals if it is an integer, of course, right? Now it will give us an integer as output. Let's run it again, and last time it was giving us with the decimals 2.0 2.0, and now it is giving us clear output. Okay, one thing is here like that. Now let's clear it, this terminal again, kill this terminal again, and what we can now do is that validation. What happens if the user inputs something invalid? So for this, what we can do is that first of all we are gonna write some more code, like let's say for validation. For validation I gave it a tab here. Okay, so you can a four spaces or a tab, you can give it here. So the first thing for validation, what I can do is that I can use a condition like if input is number, then uh, do process on that, right? But what if, or the second thing is that if input is not a number, what if input is not a number? Not a number, then do not do process on that. Okay, it is simple, very simple language. This pseudocode is, you can use any language that you understand for yourself. Okay, so first of all I will take this input, and then I will check if number is, if type of, right, I will write the type of num is this, the type constructor we check, or you can say that module, sorry the method, and it will check that if the type of the num is int, right? If type of num equals to int, then do what, then do this. Okay, we will put it here in this. or else we can do print please enter a valid number, like this. I hope so it will work. Let's run it again. First of all, I am giving it true value and it is running perfectly. Clear this terminal. Now I am giving it something else, uh, like this. I am giving it M. So invalid literal sorry for int with base 10. Okay, so it is not executing due to the error in this program. So if this, okay, actually I am taking the input before, right? And it is not taking the input as integer, because if the user gives something else, it will give us error. So what we can do is that I will convert this here. Okay, here I will convert this number below that. Let's say num is equals to num. Okay, so first of all, the Python will run this line and it will give some input from the user, then it will be stored in this, but here we will change it into the integer. Okay, now it will change into an integer. Then what will be do is that it will check the type of the integer. Let's run it again. Let's give it M. Again it is giving me some error. It is not convertible, of course. So what should we do then? Let's ask the ChatGPT. I am trying to get the input from the user, and then I am applying a condition that if the user is giving me an integer, then it should be processed, right? But if it is not an integer or not a number, it should not be processed. Like if it is a string or something else, it should not be processed, right? For the multiplication table. So how I can do that? Just give me hints, advices, do not code, okay, directly. So you can ask the ChatGPT like this, and ChatGPT will give you a very good answer, inshallah. So let's run it. Perfect approach. What we can do is that input checking. When you take input, it always comes in a string, of course. So you need a way to test if the string is turned into an integer. Conversion input. Try attempting to an integer. If it works, you can continue. If it fails, you know the user gave something invalid. Error handling, use a safe method. Try accept if to catch when the input is not valid number. Loop until valid. Okay, strictness, decide whether you want to allow only integers, good for multiplication, or also floors less. Okay, think for your logic like this. Try to convert. If works, print. If not, show message and ask. Okay, so what we can do is that we can use the try accept things. Okay, we will ask the user for try. We will put it here inside it, the whole code. Select the whole code and press the tab button, so it will be inside this. Okay, so number, if type of number is this, what is this? It means that if the number is this, then we will print this. Accept, then we will write the accept. Okay, here accept button. Accept, we can use that value error like this. Okay, now run it again. Let's say M. Okay, it is not running, but it is not giving me any error, but again it is also not giving me this line, which it should give me this line, but it is not. Okay, so if the number is integer, print this, and except if this blocks do not run, we will run this line value error, please enter a valid number. But it is not giving me this line. It should give me this line, right? Please enter a valid number. So if the number is okay, let's run it, give it to the chat GPT and again ask him uh, give me hints. Instead of hints, we can ask for chat for like logic, right? Not for the things, or we can, but of course we have to make our own logic. First of all, input is always a string. We will use the int, so transum will never be true unless you convert it. Okay, okay, so conversion point, you convert. Okay, sorry for this. Again, I have removed this line, so I'm sorry for this. So like uh int, and inside it I will give it this value. Okay, and then run it again. I am giving it something else. Okay, now it is working perfectly. What I wanted is that, what I did wrong here is that I removed that line. I don't know how, but yes. So now it is checking my input. If the input is integer, it will run this line of code, else it will give me this line that please enter. And then what I can do more is that I will make this continue. Okay, continue the code until user want, until user want. Okay, you can see that my code is stopping after one time the code execution is complete. So I will use this while true, we will use this. Okay, and then what we can do is that just stop the for now, just we will stop it by ourselves, not like this. Okay, so let's say it is giving m, so it is saying that please enter a valid number, again enter something else. Let's it is giving k, again please enter a valid number, then it is giving 2, it is giving a table of this, again enter a number, it is giving 10, and again it is giving the whole multiplication of this 10 table, and then again, right? So this is how we can ask for again and again, again and again. Okay, so we will ask here that, let's say we will call it ask equals to use or not. Okay, so what we can do is that take the input from the user, that do you want to use or not. Okay, what he can answer here is that he can write the y, or he can write the n, right? And then what I can do here is that you can see that the code we have started was just for the multiplication table of a number, but now we are, as the code makes so interesting to you, if you are doing well, you can improve it more and more. Okay, so asking the input the user that he want to use it for not. Let's say if he want to use, if uh, ask equals to y, then what we can do is that, let's say it is no, okay, it is no, we will break this, and if else what we can do is that no, yes for n, right? But if not like this, but like this, else we can do is that we will use this code here, not this code, but sorry for this. Instead of pressing the tab button, I click the tilt button. Okay, now it is okay, perfectly okay. So now run it again. Let's run it again. First of all, it is asking me, let I say n, so it will come out of the loop. Okay, so but what if the user gives the capital N instead of giving me small n? So what I can do is that ask equals to ask dot lower. So this will, what it will do is that I will run it. He is giving me capital N, and again it is giving coming out of the loop, right? Again I am running it. I want to, yes, I want to play, and now it is saying that enter a number. I will say that 10. It is giving me the table, and then again asking me, do you want to use it or not? This time I want to use it again. Yes, enter it. Okay, and again I will give it 3. So now you can say that the user can give instead of y something else. So we can do it also like this, using the elif statement here. Elif, the ask equals to y, right? But for now I do not want to do these things for now. Just my code is enough for now. All right, here I'm sorry again. Just give it a tab. It is perfectly okay. Then note here is also an error. Let's make it correct. It is also correct. So right now, okay, this is again an error. You can see that it is red. It means that it is an error here. Okay, else we can do is that print please enter y or n. Okay, run it again. This time the user is giving m here, so it is saying that please print y or n. Again this is giving l, so again now it will give me y, and it will run. Okay, so this is how we can make our code more and more good. Okay, doing something changes in this. So this was for the today's video, guys. I hope so you liked the video, and we have made our first project using Python programming language. This was just about the multiplication table of a number, but I have wrote this whole code. The main thing here is that only this is for the multiplication of code, but for this I have to write these things to check the user input, to run the code until the user want to use my code, to ask the user if he want to use my code or not, means the program, right? And then the input he is giving to me is that, is it yes or no, or it is something else. So I'm dealing with every scenario that I am right now able to think of, but with more and more practice we will be more good at programming, inshallah, and we will be more fast, more convenient for using these things, and more you can say that logical. Okay, so that was for today's video, guys. I will upload this code to my GitHub repository. I will make a new repository for this. Make sure to subscribe my channel, like the video. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.